Notre Dame playing much better football in recent weeks with wins over North Carolina and BYU. We've got Steve Merrill on the line from WagerTalk.com. Steve joins us each and every Thursday to break down the biggest games in college football, and he's eyeing the Stanford Notre Dame game with the Irish, a 17-point favorite, Steve, at home.
Yeah, big line here. It opened around 15 and a half, and it's now up to 17 as we head closer to the weekend. And I agree with that move as my power ratings favor Notre Dame by 19 and a half points. So I do think the 15 and a half is a little light. It's now sitting on that key number of 17. To be honest, there's not a lot of difference between 17 and 19 and a half, as both 18 and 19 are what we call dead numbers. 18, could be live. 19 games hardly ever land on. So we'll see with this line. We'll see if it stays on that key number of 17 when it kicks off on Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern in this game. Notre Dame obviously got off to the slow start. Actually a respectable, in hindsight, respectable 21-10 loss against Ohio State. I mean, holding them to 21 as a 17-point dog was actually a really good showing, I thought. Do feel like they had maybe a hangover after that game with the Marshall loss as a 3-touchdown favorite. Not a good loss there. But they've gone 3-0 straight up, 2-1 against the spread the last three, including back-to-back covers as a dog against North Carolina. And I actually had a best bet on Notre Dame last week on that neutral field in Las Vegas against BYU. So I'm a little bit bullish here on the Irish. I think they remain a bit underrated after that slow start, and my math model obviously favors them by 19.5, feels the same way. And Stanford's a team that's 1-4 straight up and 1-4 against the spread. They got their first cover of the season in a narrow 28-27 loss last week against Oregon State, but still been a pretty big money burner overall. And you look at them statistically, a little bit below average both offensively and defensively. So I think they're going to have a real tough time moving the ball against a strong Notre Dame defense. Question for me, though, is Notre Dame, do we trust laying more than 17 here? Because they average only 25.5 on the season, and they have scored more than 28 points in only one of their 5 games overall. So they're going to have to get more offense to cover this big number, but I think Stanford will struggle to move the ball in this game.
Stanford in the midst of another difficult season. This would be 4 straight under David Shaw. They had a lead in the fourth quarter in that game against Oregon State and gave it up late. You can catch Steve's work at WagerTalk.com. Get on over to WagerTalk.com. College football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NBA, Steve's money management system, and, of course, all the information that you could ever want. Steve, we appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, Mark.